Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back. I have a new mini crawler to check out, and I think this is the best value for an RTR mini crawler on the market right now. This thing is such a good deal. I picked this up off Amazon. I got a 10% coupon you may or may not get, but I picked this up for $153, including tax, shipped, and I'll show you everything that this truck has. And we'll get out and run it. We're going to get right to the running video here. I'll talk about some of the mods I want to do to this thing, what it needs, what I think it doesn't need. It's really good out of the box. So let's get right to it. I'll show you a quick review on the bench here, and we're going to get right to the crawling, and we'll talk about it during the crawling so you guys can. Okay, so this is the HobbyPlus CR-18P T-Hunter V3. This thing comes with some really cool features. It has a Hobbywing Mini 24 system, 2 and 3S capable, 1621 Outrunner motor. Kind of hard to see. There we go. It has portal axles, 27% underdrive on the rear axle out of the box. Counter-rotating drive shafts to try to minimize some of the torque twist. Full metal gear transmission, 45-degree steering angle, 5-degree angled skid for clearance. You really get some nice belly clearance on this truck. Come with a 2S LiPo. This is a little battery box here. That's my only complaint with this. It's a little bit fiddly to fit everything in here. So it does come with this battery, 600 milliamp. 2S, it does use a PH2 connector. Also, a little bit of a gripe for me. I like to keep everything the same, and I tend to run JSTs on everything, so I may just swap this over at some point. Yeah, the battery box, what I found, you put the battery in kind of standing up there. You have room to tuck the wires in. It's just a little fiddly to try to get it to kind of snap closed again. There is one modification, not really modification, but one change I made right out of the box. These, the shocks are really nice. They do have aluminum caps, aluminum preload adjusters, but they are a plastic body. They pretty much have like 2 drops of oil in them out of the box. So I went ahead and filled these. I ran 30 weight in the rear and 45 up front because there is a lot more weight on the front of this truck, and it feels just about right. I mean, you could do the same all around. You're gonna get pretty good results, but really nice. I mean, look at how nice this thing. Super nice. I kind of like the 45. I probably would have done 45 all around if I didn't do the 30 in the rear first. And then I felt them. I was like, it's a little light. Ended up doing 45 up front. Feels about right. It does have working LEDs. I'll show you that in a minute when we're running it. 60-inch tires. They're nice and soft. I mean, carcass is a little bit thin. Kind of has almost a Proline Hyrax tread in the center. And then these really aggressive shoulder knobs. So they actually are nice tires, and they're on these 1.2 inch. They are real beadlock wheels. You can unscrew them for the rear. We'll see. The tires actually work pretty well. I just feel like, I don't know if I'm into this size wheel on this truck. I think maybe like a 1.0 plus might look better. We'll see what we end up with. I have a few other wheels and tires I can test out at some point. This is a single speed trans, so you don't have the 2-speed in here like you do with some of the other HobbyPlus systems. But with the Outrunner in here, if you're running this on 3S, we'll see how the wheel speed is. I'll do a 3S test at some point and show you. But even with the 2S battery in there, it's pretty good. The wheel speed is really not bad, so I don't mind just having this single speed in here. It does come with a little Fly Sky receiver, and here's your transmitter. It's actually not bad. It feels pretty good. My one complaint about this is it uses AAA batteries, and it's like, oh crap. You know, how many of us have those just lying around everywhere? Pretty much have AA's for everything else, so not a big deal. You get a few dip switches here. You could probably change some settings up. I haven't messed with it yet, but you have all your kind of standard stuff here. Note here, just reading through the directions like I never do. This receiver can actually be bound, and this, I thought this was really cool. It even tells you right in here what transmitters you can bind this receiver to. Compatible transmitter, ANT protocol such as FSG4P, FSG7P, blah, blah, blah. And I just happen to have a G7P here, so why not, right? This is actually a pretty nice controller. And definitely has a lot more functions than the standard one here. I can program in throttle curves and brake curves and all kinds of cool stuff with that, and more functionality. So that's really cool. It's nice that they actually tell you that on here. Yeah, so it comes with a pretty basic USB charger for the battery, but you know, it works. And you get pretty long runtime out of this 600. So here we have the original Ascent 18 and the latest Ascent Scout 2, the brushless. Wheelbase wise, pretty much spot on. Same deal. It is next to a High Trail, just for the heck of it. High Trail actually has a slightly shorter wheelbase here, does sit much higher. This is the TRX-M clone, the JJRC. Really love this truck, super cool. These might look good on there. I don't know, we'll try it out. I'm gonna show you guys the stock ones first and go from there. Here's a pic with those wheels. Little on the small side for these tires, so I do have something different on order. Let's do some crawling with this truck. I'm gonna hit some of the rocks here first, and then we'll take it down into the trails and see how it does. I really love this hinge body here, super cool. And I kind of like having a power switch here too, just because like I mentioned, that battery can be a little tricky to squeeze in there. So at least you can turn this on and off from the lights. Nice bright. I like that they're kind of not super intense white. They kind of match the style of the truck. Really nice taillights. These things are really bright. You're not going to notice it here in the daytime, but in my shop with the lights out, they are very bright. And show you guys, pretty strong servo. Pretty happy with that. We'll see how that works here in the rocks, and give you guys a bit of the let's find a better spot here and I'll show you the low speed crawling ability of this thing. Let's see how, and look how slow. I mean, and that's with the dual rate on the controller turned all the way up, and if I just barely touch the trigger, I mean, that is impressive. That is really nice. So we got very nice control here. Gets a tiny, tiny bit jumpy, but very nice control. Check out reverse here, same deal in reverse. So that's what I'm saying. With the controller here, I added this little foam here so I can better reach it for one-handed steering. But this is what I'm saying. If you turn your dual rate, let's say halfway down, you have to move the trigger quite a bit more in order to get that. But it just really allows you to, again, if you have slightly shaky fingers or you drank a little bit too much coffee like I did, once again, it gets rid of that kind of jumpiness if you kind of give it a little too much trigger. So if you're out doing like pure, like just hardcore rock crawling, like in this area, you can dial your dual rate down a little bit and have super control. That freaking Blue Jay is really loud in my ear right now, but yeah, it just allows you to get really good control. And then you get out onto the trail, you crank this thing back up, and you got full power again. So let's hit some lines here and see how it does. It's definitely a bit of a noisy transmission. Good amount of gear noise. Motor and ESC are pretty much silent. But that is the downside to the all metal gears. A bit noisy. Definitely got a good amount of forward weight bias. We're gonna see how that plays out in a second here. I'm kind of taking a really bad line here. I don't like driving one-handed, to be honest with you. See how this forward weight bias does on this descent. But man, really nice control with this Hobby Wing Mini 24. Bumpers do get in the way a little bit. Yeah, see how it's already starting to lift the back end up? I feel like if you're out doing more like trailing, yeah, see right there, thorn bush. If you're out doing like just general kind of trailing, driving, not really comp stuff, or if you are in a comp and you have a lot of like downhill descent sections, I feel like getting some weight over the back of this truck is really going to help. It could be as simple as just getting some heavier wheels, maybe some silicone inserts, so just a little bit of weight down low on the back I think is going to go a long way on this truck. Wide stance here, you get some good clearance with the fenders. We'll see how the bumper does over here. I'm curious too how these mirrors and stuff are going to hold up, the snorkel. to some impacts. They seem like they got some good flex to them. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Go back the other way. Oh, and by the way, this doesn't come with any stickers. I added all the stickers you see on here. It pretty much just comes plain, as plain can be. No sticker kit or anything. I don't know if we're gonna get this. Bumpers might be a bit of an issue. Oh, no, I think we can. Oh yeah, nice. See, these tires are pretty good. They're a little on the firm side, I think. And I don't even think it's the foams. I think it's the tires themselves. The carcass is pretty thick. But they have some nice grip. Compound is good. Tread pattern is good. The size is pretty good for this truck. I'm gonna try to avoid some of the easier stuff here because this truck is very capable. I'm gonna try to just focus on some of the more difficult sections here. So you get a tiny little surge. I guess there's just like a little specific RPM where it must change the running mode slightly. Let's turn here and see if we can go up this. Here's where we're gonna start finding some of the limitations here. This is pretty steep. Oh, that's where having a faster reverse would have helped. Real curious to try this thing on 3S and see what it runs like. But it's doing really well. And this is, again, it's just stock out of the box. I put some shock fluid in it and I'm running it. I mean, it's super impressive. And again, look, this is a $150 RTR with lights, very scale looking, comes with nice bumpers. I mean, brushless. I don't know what else, you know, what more do you need? Could definitely be balanced a little bit. I think that's going to be fun, kind of messing with wheels and tires and inserts. Try to get it balanced out right, a little more capable. Maybe a slightly bigger tire, like a 64 mil, with a little more clearance. Yeah, see, it's definitely nose heavy. Wheel speed helping out there a bit. Pretty good approach angle. It's a really great looking truck. I do really like this. I'm not a huge fan of just doing like cab only, like comp style crawlers, but I do really love this Unimog look. Really cool trail truck. And you could do a lot of accessories on the back. As on this kind of straight up, this is more like a hard pack clay. It's really dry today. Yeah, I mean, these tires grip nice. Try coming up the more steep, loose route. You can see it's very loose, kind of grainy. Some roots in there. Yeah, I feel like we're just gonna dig a hole here. So that's where having some weight down low is really gonna help out. Another little steep dirt section here. And tires get good traction. It's just this soil is just so loose, it just digs it out. So yeah, with that fairly aggressive underdrive in the rear, I feel like we should be able to kind of get in the right position here to do this climb. I mean, I can do this with both of my Ascents, not stock. I guess that's the difference, is both of my Ascents are pretty heavily modified at this point. It's just really kind of sitting up too high in the front here. It's not settling down. Could be a suspension spring situation. Maybe I need a little more preload in the rear. I'll try that in a second. Yeah, just doesn't want to do it. It's easy to adjust these preload rings on these shocks. They turn really freely Pretty easy to get your fingers in there too. So let's say dialed in a tiny bit of preload on the rear. Try to get this thing. I should have brought a tripod out with me because then I could just set it up and drive. But I didn't. That might be good. Yeah. B is interested. Tire's letting me down a little bit here. There we go. Nice, we got it on the other side here. See if it's proved to be a little too steep for it at the bottom. Might have to power out of it. Nope, we got it. It's got a good, good punch. Show you guys the wheel speed here on 2S, noisy trans, but it goes pretty good. Let's try this one here. Really tough off camber here. Try to hold the phone level for you guys. There's level. Good test of the portal axles there. Man, look at that. That is the perfect amount of clearance. So here's another spot. Really got to be just in the right line, and it seems like every rig has a slightly different preference for this based on the weight distribution. Oh, that was not good. Let's see if we can still do this. I love that, floating that front tire like that. Such a cool, yeah, we're gonna get this. Nice, very nice. Go downhill into the rocks. Yeah, very nice. This should not be a challenge for this truck, but it is a pretty steep climb. It's a good tire test. I've had some RTR tires that are just not happy on this, but these, not a problem. This could be rough. Oh, yeah, you see how that back end just gets so light and it just kind of hops around? I think that's definitely proof that you can have too much of a forward weight bias. If you're doing things like this, if you're coming down steep stuff, you don't want to have 60/40 is not necessarily the greatest thing. But again, even if I kept it the same weight distribution, but just had a little extra on the rear, that alone could make a difference. So you see going up, it likes pretty steep stuff. Coming back down, maybe not the best balance. So let's start getting into some more trailing here and see. This is the Trail Hunter. Let's see what we can do with this thing. I'm gonna hit some more easier lines, but just a little more, you know, dirt, smaller rocks, different kind of obstacles. Find some steeper hills to conquer here. Oh, we're good. There we go. Lifting that front wheel. Not too much torque twist on this. Those counter-rotating drive shafts definitely helping out. So that's not a problem. Two different lines here. Let's see if we can get any of them. Some of them are extremely difficult. None of my rigs, without being pretty well modified, at least having some much heavier wheels and really grippy, like Endura S5 tires. Both of my Ascents can do this. This thing does have a quick fallback to it. It's fine until it's not. It doesn't give you much of a warning. Again, more weight down low is really going to help that. Come at this from a different angle. Steering on this rig is really good. I'm not really having any complaints about the stock servo. Steering angle is pretty good. This is going to be a good spot to test. Get it into a bind. See if we can still steer or not. All right, that was cool. Nice. Portal axles coming in clutch there. It looks so good, man. I really love this truck. Such a good looking truck, very capable out of the box. Can it be better? Absolutely. Can you take this right out of the box? Stock battery, stock controller, stock everything. Throw some fluid in the shocks and go out and have a great time with it? Absolutely. It's a really, really good truck. I think even just dialing in the suspension a bit, like you could probably throw like some stretchy hair bands on these shocks, get it set to where you're happy with it, and that's gonna help a lot too. But I think spend a little money on brass and you're gonna be golden on this truck. See how it does on this little kind of descent here. We already know that's not its strong point, but let's do it anyway. Man, it just looks so cool. It looks so cool. These lights look great. Yeah, see? So if you guys are wondering why I'm doing so much like small scale stuff lately, this is the trail I've been working on right in my backyard, and you can see it's got, let me flip this around. It's got some cool obstacles, but like these rocks, this size rock, here, I'll show you here for a scale. This size rock for a 10 scale is just kind of like, meh, it's not a big deal. Like you kind of just drive over it and you're like, I could see my suspension move, whatever, but it's not difficult at all. Unless you're running like a real like class 1 hard body crawler or class 0 truck, it's not really even fun. You come out here and just like, meh, it's okay for a quick test, but you don't have a ton of fun with it. With the 18 scale, all of these things become super fun obstacles that you can really like challenge yourself on. And overall, it's just a really great scale for this trail. So that's why I've been buying a bunch of these lately, and I'm having a lot of fun running them back here. Like perfect example right here. This section on a, you know, with a pretty capable 10 scale, it's kind of nothing. You kind of don't even pay attention to it. You just drive over it and you're like, nah, no big deal. It did it. Of course it did it. But with this thing, like, it's really cool. You know, I piled up a couple rocks there to make that more doable. It took me like, you know, 2 minutes. I didn't have to go moving, you know, 100-pound boulders around. And now this little gap that you couldn't even fit in with a 10 scale now becomes a challenge. We're probably gonna flip over here, but let's see if I just gun it. Oh yeah. For trailing speed, you know, it's pretty good. Like, you know, it's a pretty rough trail. I wouldn't be walking through here super fast anyway. It's got plenty of wheel speed on 2S to really make it a fun little trail truck. I don't know where we're going from here. This is definitely flip over forward territory. See if I could really hug the tree here. Find a line down the root and the rock. I don't think so. I think it's gonna flip. Yep, kind of knew that. Can't self-right. See if we can ride this root down a little bit. Now, cool, I think there's a little bit of crud on my lens here, but I'm getting a very cool effect with the lights there. Nice, that was fun. See how it does through just kind of a natural boulder pile here. I have a feeling this is where the truck's really gonna do pretty well. This portal axles picking up a kind of a log on the back tire there. All right, well, we needed some rear weight. We got it. All right, let's just take that with us. Sure. Kindling for the fire later. That wood was kind of really binding that tire, so we just threw it in the bed. We're gonna take it home with us. See how far we can get here. This starts getting very steep. See if I can actually pick a good line here. Can we make it back without rolling it over and losing our kindling? Nope. And I suck at driving one-handed. That's all I know. I got to get a GoPro mount for, oh boy, there's no easy way up this, is there? So we just go right for the hard way. Oh, we lost it. I managed to find a way up a second ago. Let's see if I can repeat it. Nope, because I suck at driving one-handed. Nah, we're gonna get it. Don't worry, we're getting it. Not pretty, but we're getting it. It's not the way I went before. Oh, power out. Found another hawk feather. How cool is that? My girlfriend loves collecting feathers, so every time I come out here, brownie points. Yeah, pocket full of feathers. That'll get you pretty far in life. I know what's happening with the lens on my camera. Bug spray. I keep holding my phone under my arm a little bit, and the bug spray is getting on the lens. I gotta keep wiping it off. Oh man, we got another really tough spot here. We gotta get between these rocks somehow. That could work. That could work. Come on. Yeah, that was cool. As a trail truck, I'm really having fun with this thing. I think getting the balance situation sorted out a little bit, this thing's gonna be fantastic. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna come out and do a short video. Nope, having too much fun. So I hope you guys like watching crawling, because I like filming it and doing it, so. Especially when you get situations like this. Kind of floating that tire and seeing, can we pull out of it? Yes, we got it, we got it. Cool example of why I really like the small scale crawlers, because it gives you that really good experience, like doing something like that. That's what you experience with like 10 scale crawlers, where you can just kind of really skirt the edge of control. And it's just really fun. These trucks they've gotten so much better. They keep getting better and better, and you get such a good experience from these tiny little trucks. And then all of a sudden, the world you're driving in becomes much bigger. You know, like I keep mentioning, like this stuff with the 10 scale, there's really not much here, but just like this section right here, super cool. Except for that little plant there, but super cool. And it's like 3 rocks. 10 scale, this would be like, boring. To point out, all the rollovers we've taken here, cab has not popped open one single time. Neither has the battery box. Very cool. All right, remove some roots from the rear axle. Floating the tire. Ah, I love that. That's such a cool, satisfying maneuver. All right, that was a cool way to go through there. I like that. This line here, very difficult, but I know I was able to do it with both of my ascents. The Scout, not stock. I want to say stock, it was not able to do it. A couple mods were able to get it. Same thing with my Ascent pickup truck version. I don't think I never even tried it with that truck. Was not living here at the time. And now it's got some mods done to it, nothing crazy. Oh, let's see, this might actually, we might get this. If we pull over, we got to scoot. Oh no. Hang in there. We got to scoot over to the side a bit. I was actually driving my TRX4 clone, the JJRC, on this very spot the other day. Got to here. I don't want to repeat it, but I ended up kind of trying to power through, and I snapped the plastic drive shaft. And this does have plastic drive shafts, so Not trying to do that. Oh. There we go. Now it's Nemesis, the descent. I'm gonna have to power out of this. Great success. There we go. Nice. And we come down at controlled. Big drop coming up. Oh, and that's that. So that's a wrap with this test. Hope you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun driving this thing today. Can't wait to do a couple basic mods to this thing. I think the biggest thing is just going to be heavier wheels, some brass wheels, and maybe some grippier, softer tires. Come back out and redo some of these lines that we couldn't get, give it a test, and go from there. I don't think it needs much else, honestly. I really think this is all about just weight bias and getting the balance set right, and this thing is going to be an absolute killer. I love the look of it. I love the way this thing handles and drives. I think it's really incredible value for, even if you pay, I think it's $159 is the normal price. Even at that, definitely well worth it. They also make the Rushmore, which is based kind of the exact same deal. Just has a different body on it. I really like this with the open wheel design. And yeah, I don't think you can go wrong with this. Solid rig, and I love it. So stay tuned if you want to see more with this thing. Thanks for watching.